Stranger Things is a Netflix original show that is 8 episodes long, and it was created by the Duffer Brothers. And it tells the story of a young boy who, after he is found missing, his mother, the police chief, and his friends must go up against some extraordinary and unworldly forces in order to get him back. Now, I had been hearing a lot about the show. Whenever I went on Twitter, all I was seeing for like the past week had been like Stranger Things, and everyone was talking about how great the show is. And rightfully so, this show is fantastic. Now, I usually don't watch TV. I've been on season 2 of Game of Thrones for like 6 months, and I'm still trying to catch up with The Flash. But this season is only 8 episodes long, like I said, so it was very easy for me to digest it. I'd come home, watch a few episodes, and then I'd move on with my life. But towards the end of the season, I was watching the show pretty religiously. One of the many great things about this show is that it tries to recapture the spirit of the 1980s. Movies like Super 8, It Follows, and The Guest also try to do this, but I feel like this show does it the most successfully. The show takes certain shots or imagery from the 1980s and pays homage to it by doing a lot of different things. Now, depending on who you ask, this show may or may not walk that thin line well of paying homage and just straight up ripping it off. Personally, I think it walks that line very well. Most of the time. There's certain times in the show where I'll be like, oh, that's a cool nod to E.T. I really like how they're paying homage to that. But then there are other times I'm like, you're kind of crossing a line of homage to straight up plagiarism. However, thankfully, I would say that the ratio of straight up ripping it off and homage would be in the show's favor, to where it doesn't happen that often, but when it does happen, it's really obvious and it kind of bugged me. Performance-wise, I thought everyone was terrific, and I mean everyone. There really isn't a single cast member that I thought had a weak performance. They are all very good and absolutely fantastic. One of those terrific performances is Winona Ryder. Now, I haven't seen every single Winona Ryder movie out there, but this is by far the best performance I've seen from her. She plays distraught and depressed so well, which is really hard to do without coming off melodramatic or overacting, but she plays it very well, and she is just nothing short of terrific. Like I said, she isn't the only one who gives a fantastic performance. David Harbour, who plays the sheriff in this, is so great. The sheriff's name is Jim Hopper, and he is by far my favorite character in this show. He has a fantastic character arc, and David Harbour is so great as this character. My biggest problem with this character is during the climax of the show, like the last episode, they show a lot of flashbacks from this character, which is fine, and I'm cool with that, but I wish they would have sprinkled it throughout this season instead of just doing it at the end. If they would have had little pieces of the flashback and then at the end you see the entire thing, I would have preferred that much more. Now, when it comes to a possibility of a season 2 with this show, I feel kind of torn. I feel torn because I want this show to answer the questions that were left from season 1, yet I want it to go off in a completely different direction like American Horror Story does. Because what that show does is it takes the same actors but just gives them different roles, and it takes place within the same universe as the other seasons, but there's not necessarily a through line throughout all of them. And I hope they do that with season 2. I would like to see another case or something else, some other strange things, and I just don't really want to just follow this town, this family, whatever. Speaking of which, the show actually takes place in Indiana, so that's kind of cool. So if I had to choose, I'd say with season 2, tell a new story and leave some of the questions hanging and leave them a little bit ambiguous from season 1. Overall, I really loved this show. I thought it captures the spirit of the 1980s really well. It has great performances, fantastic characters, an awesome title sequence, by the way. I am so excited for season 2, and I cannot recommend this show highly enough. It's only 8 episodes long. It's a really quick and easy watch. And if you like science fiction, Steven Spielberg movies in the 1980s, definitely check out Stranger Things. Thanks for watching today. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, click on the link down below, subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews and movie-related things. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.